where that can be as crazy as drugs. You feel that, okay, the alcohol is going to get me through this. Smoking is going to get me through this. Whatever it um, is it really help? Is it really helping you in life? Is it really getting you through that hard time? Or is it just distracting you and not progressing you at all? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back to Cam Chronicles. Man, it's been a minute. Been a minute. Well, it feels like it's been a minute for me 'cause I haven't recorded an episode in a minute, but we've been pretty consistent. I know I did miss a week. I just had that episode for you on last Sunday. I thought I was gonna get two episodes for you since I did miss one, but yeah, it would have been a lot of work. So I'm gonna do a big. Hopefully, this episode will be a little bit longer of a personal podcast since we got 2 weeks to catch up on, and a lot of thoughts. But maybe not. I think these topics will be pretty good. So even if it is a 30-minute episode, then I think it will still be maybe hopefully interesting, and you learn something, or you have a topic that interests you that you want to comment on down below in the comment section. But man, getting into the life update. Actually, this is episode 20. This is episode 20, I believe. And if it is episode 20, then I have a little bit of an announcement. So I know a lot of you all have wanted me to get the podcast on Spotify and Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts. And so the podcast will be coming to Spotify and Apple Podcasts by the 25th episode. So I'm in the process of uploading every single episode to those platforms. It is a little bit of extra work because I do have to cut it up to where it only makes sense with the audio. There's a lot of stuff that sometimes I may do visual, especially in the earlier podcast when I wasn't as lazy, I guess. But just edit it so that it sounds good in the audio only section, and yeah, get all the description stuff in there, make the accounts, and do all of that. But by the 25th episode of this podcast, which is about a month and a week, 5 weeks, um, we will have all of the podcasts up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can listen, from the comfort of your car. I know a lot of you all like to listen to podcasts in your car, or you're just doing something like washing dishes, and you just want to listen to it instead of watch it. I totally understand that. So that is a little announcement for episode 20. We did make it to episode 20. Only missed 1 week, but I'm gonna make it up to you. Hopefully, I'll get two episodes here in one of these weeks. We'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, going into the life update, it's been 2 weeks, huh? What has happened in this 2 weeks? Um, well, 2 weeks ago, I actually it was my parents' birthday. 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, they were born like three days apart. And so their birthday was that week before that weekend. And I surprised them with a little gift, or some would say a big gift. But I rented them out a Tesla for the weekend. So my dad has been really interested in buying a Tesla. He's trying to go electric, but he just isn't ready to make that move yet. And so I just wanted to get him in one so he could test drive it and kind of see how he liked it. I did get him the Model Y. Um, but yeah, that was super cool. We got to we are actually doing a little church trip up to Port Huron, which is about an hour away from where I live. And yeah, they got to drive it there and back 2 days, and they loved it. So that was a huge success. Got them definitely by surprise. Um, they definitely weren't expecting that, so it was good to see a smile on their face. Not like they don't have a smile on their face regularly, but good to get them with a little surprise because they definitely deserved it. And yeah, it was also good for me because the first day I rented it out, I actually took it for a little bit of a joyride, if you want to, so to speak. I know I've been saying I'm going to link stuff, and I never do, but I will link this one. The top right hand corner of your screen, you will see a vlog um, by my friend Deji, or as some of you all know him as Clutch. He did a vlog of me getting the Tesla and us riding in it and doing activities with it for the day. So if you're interested in that, go watch it. But yeah, I'm definitely I think my dad sold now, my mom sold, and I'm definitely sold on getting a Tesla. It probably won't be my first car, a little bit expensive, but for that second car, I'm looking at it, man. I'm looking to get me one, but I don't know. Are you also interested in Teslas? Have you done your research on them? Do you feel that you want to switch to electric? Or are you still with your gas? I get it. I get it. Your combustion engines, you got your sound. Electric you don't have, but that instant torque, man, you can't beat it. Um, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, oh, about the Tesla, being a Tesla fanboy it's crazy because I was telling other people, it's like, man, people look at me as a Tesla fanboy now, even though I've been like interested in the company since the beginning. Like my dad kind of introduced me to the company in 2012, 2013. And I was super interested in it, but nobody really knew about it. And so every time I told people about it, like, that's never gonna happen. People were like, yo, the combustion engine is gonna be long lived, whatever, whatever, whatever. And yeah, now all the companies are trying to switch to electric by 2025 or 2030. So that's going to be an interesting change. I know some people aren't going to like it, but I think it will be definitely for the better, especially for the climate. Um, but also in terms of faster vehicles, I feel. But I think it's going to be more convenient in the long run. But I do understand the comfort of having, excuse me, comfort of having a combustion engine. Um, but yeah, so that was what I did last week. Still a lot of working. I know I've been working really hard just to get some money in my pocket. I've been saying that for like weeks on end, but it doesn't change, man. Still got to get put more money in my pocket. The more money, the better, just because of college expenses. And I'll be going up to college. I am excited to go back to college. I'll be doing I'm only taking 12 credits when I go back. Just kind of easing in, not taking a super heavy load. I was taking a lot. I was putting a lot on myself in college for the first 3 semesters. I was taking pretty much like, well, I think the first semester I took 15 or 16 credits, but then the second semester and third semester I was taking like 18 credits a piece. So yeah, it's just that was a lot of work. So kind of easing back into it, and then I'll probably get back on the 18 credit track because I do want to finish up here quickly. I know I did take a semester off. It was good because I was able to get money in my pocket, but I also don't want to be in college for that long. So trying to get out of there. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited to go back to there. I'll definitely be vlogging, at Penn State. I want to get that content out there. I'm not sure what channel is going to be on. I'll let you all know when I have that all sorted. But yeah, that's going to be cool. Um, yeah, I got an apartment up there. That's gonna be I'm excited. I'm excited for this next semester and, what the next 5 semesters that I have. I'll probably be taking a semester in the summer, so I can kinda catch up a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited, just to be back around people. It'll be cool to be back on campus. I won't be on campus, but you know what I'm saying. Um and get that college experience because it definitely was not great sitting at home doing it for that third semester at the end of 2020. And then that's why I didn't, it's one of the reasons. Obviously, I had other reasons for why I took a semester off. But yeah, one of the big reasons was that I didn't want to be paying college tuition when I couldn't have that, on campus experience. So yeah, but guess that's a little bit of a life update. Most of it's just been work. What I do last weekend. Last weekend. Huh, I don't know. Well, I think I went to I think I know I went to a cousin's birthday. One of my little cousins, they had a birthday. Um, and yeah, I didn't do too much. I kind of took a little bit of a break last week, just because I've been working so much. But yeah, I need some new movies stuff to watch because, dude, I don't know. It's been kinda dry. My YouTube subscription feed has been dry. The movies have been dry. I think some good movies have been coming out, but none of it's on, like, demand, it's not on any of the streaming services, so, if y'all got some, movie recommendations, let me know. I got a whole bunch of shows I need to watch. I don't necessarily need, show recommendations, but it's just I think it's, like, me not wanting to start the show. I don't wanna start the show because I know it's something I can't just finish in one night. Um, and then it's also yeah, no, I have a list of shows that I know I'm gonna be interested in. I just don't wanna start them because I know I'm not gonna be able to finish it in one night. So I'm looking for a movie. If y'all got a suggestion, definitely put it down below. All right, so I know we got the content piece of the week. So the content piece of the week is going to be a movie. It's probably going to be a movie maybe 50% of the audience has already seen, but I definitely want to recommend it in case anybody thought it was going to be bad. Black Widow, man. I'm not sure what the full title of the movie is, but you know, the new Black Widow movie that just came out, showing her origin story and everything. I thought it was amazing. One of the best movies I've seen in a minute. Not my favorite Marvel movie, but it might be up there. It might be up there in the top 5. Definitely in the top 5 for solo movies. But very, very well done. Lots of twists. I thought it was just overall a good movie. So definitely go check that out. I think it's breaking some box, some what is the term? Some box records. You know what I'm saying. I forgot the full term, but um it's breaking some records in terms of box office. That's what it is, box office sales. And yeah, definitely go see it. If you're into the Marvel series, it's a must. It's a must watch. If you're not into the Marvel series, get into it. 'Cause I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. But we do have another content piece of the week, and it's like basically a recommendation not to watch it. And I went to go see The Purge, the Forever Purge or whatever. And I actually thought it was the worst movie out of all the Purges. I know the Purges aren't excellent movies by any standard, but I really do like the idea of The Purge. I think it's a good idea to put on film. And so I didn't really like the Forever Purge. I thought it might have been the best concept they've had for the Purge, but the execution I felt was a little um, I just that was a little disappointing. So I don't know. I would not recommend you going to see that in theaters. I know it'll only probably be in theaters for another 2 to 3 weeks. Um, Definitely wouldn't recommend wasting money on the big screen for that. Just get it when it comes out if you really want to see it. Like on, I guess you'll watch it on DVD, but when it comes out on a streaming service and you can just buy it for $5 or just watch it for free. Because it's not worth the $10 and money for popcorn to go watch it at the theater. But yeah, that's the content piece of the week. Let me know what you all are thinking about those 2 movies if you've seen them. You haven't seen them. Don't give any spoilers down in the comments to people that have not seen them. Just tell me what you thought of the movie in terms of you thought it was good or bad, or both movies. All right, moving to the first topic. It actually has something to do with the life update. And a theme for the personal podcast has been talking about the theme of money and talking about how the statement that money cannot buy happiness and the stages of exploring that statement in each other's life, or in everybody's life. And I think there are, if you haven't heard me talk about this topic before, basically, I just say that, I think I ultimately do believe that money can't buy happiness, but I feel that is one of those things that you will be told and taught, but cannot never truly understand until you achieve that. And maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe that's just my view now, but I feel that you can't truly understand how it's not going to bring you happiness until you explore it, or unless I guess something else brings you, ultimate happiness. Um, so, I wanted to revisit this topic because I feel like I unlocked a new level. And I don't really know if there's like, 5 levels or, whatever, but I feel like I unlocked a new level of understanding how money will not make me happy. And that was really in getting the Tesla. I rented the Tesla for my parents, but, like I said, I also was able to drive it for, a day before I surprised them with it. Um, and, I was driving it and I was like, "Man, this is great. Like this is exactly what I want." There isn't really too much that I want in terms of material things. Like, you know, a grand house, that's great, but I also don't need that for another 6 to 7 years, when I'm married and thinking about having kids. Um, I don't need that for a while. And so I can afford, um an apartment, a nice apartment, that's nice enough for me to live in. And yeah, all the basic amenities, all of, just regular TV and, subscription services, I can afford that. Now, thank God. Um, one of the things that I wanted, like one of the only things that I wanted was a nice car, and not a nice car. I wanted a Tesla specifically, just because I feel like it makes driving easier. It just makes me have to think about less things. I am kind of into cars, but I don't know a lot about cars in terms of like the engine and all that kind of stuff about fixing cars. So I've learned my fair share because I've had to deal with a car for my job for the last 7 months and driving it 8 hours a day. So you got to learn a little bit, but yeah, I just feel like it makes life easier in terms of driving. But it's been one of my only wants, really. Like, I don't really want much more. All the small things that I want, oh, I need a new computer. Okay, well, I can get that. Like, that's obtainable to me. Whereas like those big goals aren't as obtainable short term. Um, so I say that to say, like, when I was driving, I just realized like this is a great thing, and this would probably make me happy. Um, for a long time. Like, it probably would make me happy to own this material thing, um, for a long time, but I also realized while driving that it is just a car. Like, it's just a car. It is, more technology advanced. Yes, maybe it does a lot of features and things that I like and want my car to do, and it's simplistic like I want my car to feel, but it is just a material thing at the end of the day, and I know that I'm also gonna want the new one when it comes out, and then I'm gonna be striving for that. Um, but it gave me that feeling of like of realizing that when I do achieve whatever material things that I want, later in life, whatever that changes to be over time, um, it isn't necessarily going to be the complete picture of happiness because I was happy with the Tesla, but I was also happiest sharing it with other people, and that was sharing it with my friends, for the day. And that was super fun to do, but just having it and owning it by yourself is not that you wanna show it off, it's just that you wanna be with people, um, and enjoy those things. And so, it just puts in and reiterates for me at least, um, that the emphasis on family and other relationships is definitely key, is definitely one of the most key things for happiness, and it can't be neglected, in terms of just, the riches of the world, um, making you happy. It can't just be the riches of the world. You're also gonna want relationships, whether that be friendships, romantic relationships, family relationships, and any other relationship there is. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know where you're at. Where do you feel that you stand with that statement of um, money doesn't buy happiness. Um, I know people that truly believe that, they feel that they've learned that, and very interesting in learning from them and different perspectives. And obviously, I have older people in my life that have found that out. They make however many amount of money a day, a year. They're making $500,000 a year, um, and they realize that money isn't the root of all happiness. And not that that money is the root of all happiness, but money isn't going to make you happy in term, overall. Um, but yeah, hmm, I don't know. This is just something I realized. Let me know where you're at on that, and if you want to continue the conversation below, let me know in the comments. But yeah, the next topic is something. Yeah, this is really interesting. Something can't be your job and your leisure activity. So I want to know your opinion on this, and I'll give you an example of exactly what I mean. Before I started YouTube, gaming used to be my leisure activity. It used to be the thing that I blew off steam with. I just was able to be in my own world. And I didn't have to worry about it. It's like I could kind of forget about the problems I had for that time, that was in the game. And then I started doing YouTube and I started playing video games excuse me, pretty much exclusively on YouTube. And there was just there became no separation um, with gaming and YouTube. If I was on the game, I was also streaming, and to me, I felt like this was productive because everybody's parents is like, oh, you're playing the game, you're wasting time. You could be doing the X, Y, and Z, but so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna play the game and I'm gonna try to make money off of it on YouTube. I do enjoy, talking with other people as a game, and sharing that experience. So I was like, okay, well, I like all sides of this. Let me, do this and try to make some money off of gaming. And so, that's what I did. But as it went on, I've been doing this for about 4 years. And, as it went on, I feel that I lost that joy in playing video games to an extent. I still really enjoy them. But to the point where it's no longer my leisure activity. Like when I get off stream, to decompress, I'm not playing video games. Or, even if I haven't streamed or if I haven't made a video in a while, which is, this current existence right now. I know I haven't made a video or streamed in a while. I haven't turned on my PS5. I literally have not turned on my PS5 since the last time I streamed, which was a month or over a month ago. Um, and that's just, a part of that is growing. But it's not that I don't enjoy um, video games anymore. I still do enjoy it, but it isn't my leisure activity anymore. And so I want to know, do you think that is true for everything? Do you think it is true that, when you have something that you love that you turn into your job, or you fall in love with something, um, to um, that you fall in love with something and it becomes your job? I think I just said the same thing twice. Excuse me if I did. Um, do you feel like you can still love that thing and it can be a relaxing thing for you? Like it's your go-to relaxing thing as it was before? I'm not sure. I feel like there's definitely a balance. I feel like there's definitely a balance, but for me, I've found that to be true, at least a little bit true. Um, so, hmm, I don't know. You all have to let me know what you think, um, and what your experience has been, with any leisure activity that you feel that you do now for a job. Or maybe you haven't had that experience. Maybe that's just something that I'm thinking about. I don't know. Um, I was gonna say something about YouTube. Um, yeah, I forgot. I forgot. All right. Well, moving on. All right. So this next topic is, I heard from somebody. I actually heard it from a minister at my church, and I thought that um, this was a cool topic to bring to the podcast because I feel that it can be something that applies to a lot of people in their life. And the topic is, or the statement is, help isn't help if it doesn't help. And it's like, what did you just say? Help isn't help if it doesn't help. And it sounds weird, when you first hear it, but it makes sense. And I'm going to explain it a little bit. So, this is the way I think about it. There are a lot of people that come into your life that have the promise of helping you, or there's things that you may consume that have the promise of helping you. But when you look at the actual outcome of those people in your life or those things in your life, are they actually helping you progress towards where you want to progress? And I think that is a huge detriment in a lot of people's lives. They have people, it is, well, it could be either one. I feel that people is more prevalent um, in my head, but just people in your life that you feel like, oh, they were meant to, they came in with a promise to help me. They're supposed to be getting me to a new level. I'm friends with this person, obviously to be friends as well, but also as a business relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. And you feel that they're going to get you further. When in reality, they're just weighing you, they're weighing you down, or they're not actually helping you progress. They're just leeching off of your own success. Um, and that can be a detriment to your success, to your mental health, to a lot of things. And I think evaluating that, um, not necessarily on a daily basis, but just evaluating it at some point, is a healthy thing to do, just in terms of your future success. But it can, I know I mentioned people, but it can also be things, that you have picked up, habits that you picked up, that you feel that are helping, that are getting you through, something, uh, where that can be as crazy as drugs. You feel that, okay, the alcohol is going to get me through this. Smoking is going to get me through this. Whatever it um, is it really help? Is it really helping you in life? Is it really getting you through that hard time? You know, or is it just distracting you and not progressing you at all? Um, or weighing you down, which is even worse, it's bad to be stuck stagnant, obviously it's okay, but it's bad to have something hold you stagnant. But it's also worse to have it, actually decrease, your productivity or decrease your chances at success of whatever you are trying to obtain. And yeah, I felt like that was just a interesting topic, or something to really think about when it comes to maybe the different vices you have in life, and the different people that you have around you in your circle that are around you daily. Um, and I go back to the quote that I'm not exactly sure who said it, but I still find it to be true that the people you surround yourself with, you become. You extract a certain part of them, and a certain part of them, and their attitude and their behavior becomes like unto you. And you, that can be good. That can be great in some matters if you're around the right people, but it can also be very bad if you're around the wrong people. So definitely, make sure to evaluate that. Make sure to, um, yeah, make sure to kind of just be aware of the people that you surround yourself, and the things that you are doing or using to cope. Because I get it, everybody has bad days, and life is hard. Learning that more and more as the days go by. But it is also important to be accountable to those things that are holding you back, and making the effort to get rid of them. So, yeah, just thought that would be something food for thought. Um, but yeah, those are all the topics we had. So it's now time for Cam Chronicles. I know we're still in that 30-minute window, but I feel like these topics were pretty good. I always try to get you on these personal podcasts. I always try to get you things to make you think. And so hopefully I did that this episode. Um, but if not, give me some feedback in the comments. But yeah, the Cam, what did I say before? I meant to say Cam cheat code if I didn't, but the Cam cheat code of the week is going to be pretty simple. It's not going to be profound advice. It's not going to be something you haven't heard before, but it's going to be something that I feel that everybody hears, but a lot of people aren't actually doing, including myself. And that's going to be actually getting out of your comfort zone. Now, I know, like, bro, everybody says that. Everybody, I'm actively working towards that. I've heard that since I was 5 years old. You can't stay in your comfort zone. What I've realized in hearing that is that when I think about getting outside of my comfort zone, it is really just an extent of going somewhere that is also within my comfort zone that I just haven't explored, that something that I'm comfortable with, but now I'm going to start doing, which is a small sign of growth. That's you good. You could argue that it wasn't in my comfort zone, but it's something that I was already comfortable doing. I just wasn't doing. And so getting out of your comfort zone would be pushing yourself to an extent to try something, whether that's trying something new, or actually doing something that you have no idea how to do, or you're very uncomfortable with, but is going to raise you to a different level you know, um, of teaching, or knowledge is what I meant to say. Um, and I think that it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. Is a lot of people that are successful have done it, but it is a very hard thing to do when you have to push yourself and talk against everything that is going on in your head. Everything that is telling you this isn't a good idea. This isn't, and don't ignore that voice. Definitely, measure your risk or whatever you're planning to do. But getting out of that comfort zone isn't as easy as I believe a lot of people think it is. And I believe a lot of people are still staying within their comfort zone and actually really tricking themselves into thinking, oh, I'm doing something new. It's like, well, I was already doing that. I'm just starting again. Like I'm just getting motivated to do things that I've already done again, before. So I'd be interested in hearing from you all, but let me know if you feel that you've actually, mastered or are beginning to master the art of going outside of your comfort zone and trying those things that you feel will, either be fun or they will advance you to whatever you want to do in life, or whatever else there is, just doing something different. Do you feel that you've actually been doing that in your life, or do you feel that you've been staying in your comfort zone? Um, and only branching out just a little bit, you know. And like I said, this is not, the advice to do something crazy, to do something that has, 99% chance of death, nothing like that. I just mean push yourself a little bit further because I don't feel like you're pushing yourself enough. Or that couldn't be true. Maybe that's not true for you. But if it is, hopefully that resonated with you. I know for me speaking, speaking personally, um, I haven't pushed myself as far as I would like. I've been very confined within my own mind in terms of what I am actually doing. What I believe possible is a different thing. And so when I am able to align my mind with what I actually believe is possible, that's when I'm able to get out of my comfort zone and take those risks to create the things that I want to create on YouTube, to do the things in terms of learning different business strategies and growing my business, that growing my brand and branching out to those things. And those things are things that I believe that I can do, but I'm also very, you could say scared, or you could say, just unknowledgeable about doing. And so I'm trying every day to reach that level of where I'm just like, yo, let's just do it. Let's figure it out. There's gonna be, hard times. There's gonna be problems, but we're gonna get through it. Because the biggest thing is just to start. The biggest thing is just to start. But that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Cam Chronicles. I hope that was kind of a deep activity. I don't know, a deep activity, a deep podcast. Maybe it made you think about a bit of different things in your life. And if it didn't, oh, well, I apologize. Hopefully, the next Cam Chronicles personal podcast will make you think, as well as the guest ones. We always have deep topics in there as well. But if you haven't watched last week's episode, definitely a good episode. Me and Cameron Brown, also another Cameron that I know, talked about a lot of things in terms of YouTube, in terms of music production, in terms of relationships, which I know has been a topic that you wanted on this podcast. We will be doing a little bit more in depth on that with some other guests and as well as me personally. But yeah, that was me sticking my feet in the water, testing the waters out. So go check out that episode as well as all of the other Cam Chronicles episodes if this is your first episode of the podcast. And yeah, get excited for the Spotify and Apple podcast um, playlists of these podcasts. They're going to be on there by the 25th episode. Give me about a month and a week, and all of these episodes will be on there. As soon as I have the page up and episodes are going up, I will tell you about the page. It just takes a little bit of time for all of the episodes to upload because now I have about 20 episodes to upload, and they're each going to take about an hour each. So just making sure that I cut them the right, point for the audio podcast and then getting them all uploaded to the respective pages on both of those platforms. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the topics. Carry on the conversation down below. I definitely like to talk to you all. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.